Hey there guys, it's RCK and I'm glad to have you back here again today. We're going to be going over turn 45 and 46, if I'm not mistaken. I'll check again real fast just to be sure. And that will be turn 45 and turn 46. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Okay, so starting off here, we see that we have a battle man fighting Ermor. After that, we see the remnants of Scaleria. Satis, of course, taking them out. We have End fighting Ermor and Ermor fighting End. And then we have a couple of unexpected events happening. And then we see at the very last part, the god of Scaleria has been permanently vanquished. At the end, they control no provinces. So that is Scaleria out of the game. Good job. Scaleria, I'm really happy that you picked Scaleria and that you wanted to play in this game. I enjoyed having you if you are watching this video. I'm glad to have you. Maybe we can see you in another one. A very interesting Scaleria build, which I've never seen before with the Colossus, so that was really fun. I did really like that, and it did put some work in. It turned out that Satis had your number on it, so thank you for playing. So let's go ahead and look at these battles here. We see a large one from Man, and just looking at this here, that's 200 lictors, only 4 loss. So honestly, Ermor really didn't take any losses but chaff. Whereas I feel like this is the last of Man's actual army. He lost 30 Daughters of Avalon. Oh my goodness. That is a lot of mages. He lost 33 plus 7. So 40. Then he lost 18 monks on top of that. Such 18 holy ones. We already have 40 mages gone. Here's another 6 added to a pile. 46 mages. This is it. This was all in for Man here. I expect something. I see a gem there. He should have dumped just as many gems as he possibly could into this. Not really sure on how many he currently had. Oh, he should not be bringing those research items into battle. You do not want Ermor getting those. I see a couple of research items. A couple of gems there. That's good to see. Another more research items. That's never good. The crones here. I believe so. These took 2 turns. I don't remember seeing those in the thing. Oh, these guys are going to get hurt. One in the back. Well, at least they took care of that stuff there, but they're not going to take care of all those knights. Light channeling is up, of course, but all of your mounts just dissolved there to the Knights of the Unholy Sepulchre that came in, and just there's so many lictors that you do not have. Ermor has more lictors than you have troops, so when he has that kind of advantage over you, it's never going to go well. Let's see here. Okay, that was just a turn rolling there. I just wanted to make sure I didn't need to add a timer to anybody. So yeah, that was very unfortunate there for Man, and I think that is going to be it for him. Here we see a single province taken from Scaleria. This was the underwater province that they held, but now that it is Satis, Scaleria is gone. Here we have a very, very large force from End. 250 soldier priests here, fairly large. Interesting to see the Bone Fiends. Wonder. Very large mage. Mage core here for sure. Very large mage core, just like Man. A scout. So Ermor pinged a province. We had got some gold. So an Earth Gnome attacked Satis, but Satis won. A Disease Demon attacked End, but End won. Such of leprosy can be pretty awful. He might have got a few people diseased there, not sure. That's a lot of Huskarls attacking in. 69 Huskarls, and then 3 commanders there, totaling up to 72. Yes, they are pretty average, but they do all have javelins. They hit hard with an axe. Kind of average as far as all the stats go. But when it's 72, man, that's an awful lot. Of course, we have Scaleria going. Let's see, so interesting to see in push up here. I do feel that now that he sees what's here at 14, what's here at 24, he might be retreating back. But at the same time, I can see him trying to, I don't know, he would, if he moved west, I feel like he could definitely get himself stuck between this army here, 204. Lictor's feeling pretty confident taking 1, while as this 14 can either move to 2 or also kind of refill the army at 24. Just giving them more chaff to fight with, which I feel like he will need. So I don't think Ermor's in a bad position here. Of course, I don't think he can also advance onto man either, so that's interesting. I do feel like Abizia is going to be able to take advantage of man in his weakened state and take him out now that he has lost around 40 plus mages. That is a lot of mages to lose. Like I said, I'm very surprised no one decided to bounce on Abizia. Oh well. I could have seen Machaka doing it for sure. They definitely had the force. They could have taken Abizia out in his weakened state here while he was kind of down in the dumps. Arcocephali really isn't doing anything. I don't see them pressuring Satis. I don't think they're at war anymore, which is interesting as well. He has this force here, and then they kind of are facing off here between this cap and 28 being Bogatin, but I don't expect them to do too much here. Yeah, I kind of see End retreating back to 1, and also probably taking back this throne here, giving him 3 pearls if he claims it, which is really nice for him. I'm pretty sure that Ashdod will be out of the game in a turn or 2. And that's about it for this turn. We'll go over to turn 46. And we'll check that out. Continue. Have a lot of different games I save turns for. This isn't even a... This is like a very small amount of the actual turns I've saved, since I save all the turns that I play. So we have the force from End taking the province back from the Huskarls here. Only losing a few lions, so just free spawn that he... I don't know if they have free upkeep. They do have free upkeep, so they are spawn that he has to call in with a certain unit that he... a certain commander that he can recruit. I can't remember in which type of province that needs to be in to recruit. I think it's like mountains or forest. Possibly forest. I don't remember off the top of my head. Here we have a battle with Ermor and End. So, interestingly enough, we see End pushing forward and Ermor consolidating his troops. This is very interesting. This is going to be a very nice battle here for sure. A very, very large mage investment from End. It looks like the entire sacred force from Ermor, along with a second chaff army that he has. This is a lot. We already have Light of the Northern Star up to, of course, help End out. He's going to be able to cast a lot more buff spells. Now that all of his astral ones are astral too, they also have some nice things I can cast after that that kind of deal with undead a little bit. What's up with those? Hold on. What's up with those flying sensors back here? Those lictors? What? So everything has flying? No, not everything. Just a few things. Interesting. Let's see. Where'd he do that from? Oh, the Demi-Lich, his god, is also here. Air 4. Possibly casting Flight on some of these lictors. Huh. Wonder what other spells he could cast at the moment. That's my assumption of how those lictors are currently flying. I really don't see any other mage anywhere. I mean, we do see the acolyte. From what I can tell, I mean, some archbishops here, some holy threes. That's really all I see. I'm sure there's a lot more censors and mound kings and such, but from the looks of it, most of N's army is getting a lot of nice buffs to them, like luck. They're all lucky now, so it's very nice. We also see his blessed, attack skill, poison resistance, fire resistance, defense skill, magic resistance, HP, strength, dark vision, swamp survival, magic leadership. I think I saw some strength of giants going up too. I'm surprised not to see more of an holy communion, since this Ermor does not have blood vengeance. But these soldier priests are going to hit very, very hard. Regardless, looks like all the knights are kind of getting stopped. I see a lot of earth meld happening here. Might not be earth meld, might be another one. I'm trying to check the list. Dust to dust, no. Ashes to ashes, no. Earth meld, yes. A lot of his troops are getting caught with the earth meld. Defense skill 4 is really gonna affect these knights that normally have 16 defense skill. You're gonna get a lot more hits on them. So that was a very smart play on inside here, trying to kind of slow down these knights. Otherwise, Lucky is helping out, kind of buff up these troops here, making this a lot tougher to really break through for the lictors. They're just getting pelted with ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Oh yeah. So this is what I thought was happening here. So here we see fatigue 128, 147. If we check a couple of these other guys, some of them are getting kind of high, some of them are frozen. Ooh, some of these guys do have cold resistance. I don't know where they got that from. But with the Chill 3 aura here from all these lictors, it more than likely being a cold province, these guys could freeze, honestly. Ooh, I'm glad to see this second wave of N troops coming in on this flank, being overtaken by the lictors, and these are all the Bannermen standard troops. Bakelite troops here, they hit pretty hard. 23 damage, a Bane of Heresy fatigue damage, and not really too effective, but against the lictors. But I think they'll still hit pretty hard to be able to get through the 16 protection of a lictor, and there are a lot of them coming, a lot of body ethereal. And of course, the lictors do have magic weapons, so that doesn't matter as much, but there are a lot of lucky troops. But just keeping this flank secure even this much longer is really helping all your mages get a lot more spells in, even though most of them are getting to the point where a lot of them are fatigued out. Or only casting a spell every couple of turns. Every one of these spells are dealing damage. You have to think all that's left are lictors, so every one of these are hitting lictors. They are causing some damage, and that is very good to see. Because these lictors do not have blood vengeance, and they do not have undead regen. If N ends up winning this, he's going to be able to take out the Demi-Lich, taking down... I think it actually has any part of the quest that actually is a way, or as a dormant. Yeah, so he should still have all of his bless, but still taking out a very high mage. This will hurt his research. It's going to just kind of really hurt overall. He's site searching with it. Almost feel like this side is definitely won by end. This other flank here is kind of the questioning factor. I feel like end will also overtake here in the middle, even though we do see a lot of units that are having some trouble here, a lot of fatigued units that have been on the front line for a while. Hopefully they die, and then a nice fatigue 0-1 will take their place. Leaf is up, so that is very good here, but it's helping out for sure, but it's not going to help out enough. A large amount of large horde skeletons might just be raised dead. So he's at 100, he's about to cast another spell here in another turn. 99 is about to cast. I just want to see what he's casting. Raised dead, I was correct on that. But these raised dead, they're going to fall apart to ashes. We have some lictors coming in, kind of scary. This part here is getting a little sketchy. But he has definitely one on this other flank here. The middle is still holding fairly well, and I think that the lictors are not going to be able to move into his mages, which is going to be nice. 8 damage, 2 damage, 13 damage, 10 damage, 4 damage, 33, 33, 43, 17. I mean, it's putting in some work. They're catching on fire. 11, 8. Like, this is a lot of damage coming through from these holy spells, ashes to ashes. If anything, it's pretty much wiping out these soulless ones coming in. If they get hit 37, that might have been Lictor hitting 9, 6, 29 there. It's 13. This is a lot of damage, guys. They're already at minus 14 here. Some of it could be the Inch troops hitting, but I'm just saying that because we see the light coming out. Like some of these in the back, we definitely tell that it is from that. That was a 12, I think, right there. And 7, too. We have a flank here, so we have a bunch of lictors that are surrounded. We have a few guys routing here. We see a few sensors routing. Yeah, some are sensors, some are lictors. The sensors routing. So with the sensor routing, the lictors will route as well. Of course, Stormroy Dead does not route. Whenever the leader routes or dies, they will disintegrate or fall apart. But as far as lictors go, more lictors do have morale, so they can break and run. They do have fairly high morale, so it's not very often, but it will still happen. It's still a possibility there for sure. But I'll say very heavy losses here on both sides. And Ermor. It's going to be a little while before they have another battle like this. From a bright side for End, he did keep his entire mage corps. And it will be taking out that Demi-Lich whenever he gets to it, that Pretender there. And there we go. So very, very interesting battle we had there. Very interesting outcome as well. So we have End who lost, Abbot Magus, Magus the Supreme, 2 sages, but they put in the work. They put in the work over just around 460, 470 kills there. Shaman Chiefs did a good job. They lost 5 though. Bone Fiends. Oh, this is the part that hurts. Out of 250 soldier priests, he lost 158. That's the hurting factor there. 15 gold apiece. And then we see Ermors. We lost an Acolyte. We lost 5 sensors. The Demi-Lich, which is immortal, so it'll take 3 turns to get back. But keeping him off of that Demi-Lich for 3 turns, guys, is a pretty big deal still. I mean, how much of a effect did he really have in that battle? Only killing 6. I mean, he might give a couple of lictors flying, but I don't know. Because he didn't cast any glow or any battlefield spells. Mountain King's gone. Lost all of his knights. Wow, the knights were more knights died than they killed, which I don't see too often because knights are pretty killy. The high defense skill makes them pretty survivable as well. Of course, they have lower HP, but with that plus 20 undying, you're going to see those guys live a long time too when they have 25 health. Um, the lictors here. This is a pretty big deal. This is a really big deal for Ermor. When you lose 216 lictors, now he might have some kind of conjuration bonus on one of his provinces. I think he did, but regardless, each one of these lictors cost about one death gem. So this could be, I mean, it might be even more depending on how fast you can actually produce them per mage, but you're looking at somewhere around, maybe at this point in the game, maybe somewhere around 10 turns of death gem income. That is a lot of turns to fall back on. Yes, End is also has fallen back a lot. Of course, they didn't lose their mage core, but they lost a lot of troops. But losing 10 turns of your income for Ermor, because you really care about death gems. I mean, of course, income is great. You can make castles, of course, but your death gems is what's going to keep you going. And losing 216, that is a pretty big deal. And then losing around, how much chaff is this? 4, 5, 600, 600-ish chaff here. About 300 sacred, 600 chaff. That is a lot to lose there. Very, very, very devastating. But thankfully for Ermor, End is not able to push forward at this time. And here we see Arcocephali going back into Satius. I wonder if they had some sort of ceasefire to kind of make sure Scaleria is killed before anything, but very interesting. It looks like a small raid here from Arcocephali in this first battle here. Just 14 units, and funny enough, he did end up taking it with those 14 units, and we have Bane and 22 whites. This is a pretty... Actually, I don't remember the conversion for the Banes and such, but I don't think it's cheap. I think you only get a couple per thing, so this is a couple castings of it. Then maybe put some items on him. Interesting. We have Machaka pinging a throne. Barbarians attacking and winning. Or losing, of course. The statistical one, that's what I meant. But yeah, we're going to see... I highly doubt... Oh, that was a conjuration bonus province as well. So you're cutting them off 4 death gems at the turn right now. But I expect N to pull back to 1 here. I will see Ermor take probably this. He might try to push for this depending on how many lictors he has, but I highly doubt he has enough to fight any of these leftover forces, especially a force that has a lot of mages in it, just due to the fact of how much holy power they're able to bring on him. And we're going to see a lot of these troops, of course, moving up to kind of reinforce this group as they have like a fighting retreat here. Probably see 1 PD, 1 PD. He's not going to stay in this province. He's probably going to move either to 125 or 132, since they'll have more troops coming from this direction. So more than likely we'll see him move back to 132. I doubt this will be frozen, since it's not frozen right now, and he has heat scales, and it's winter time. So I doubt he'll be able to go to the throne, but I do expect him to go to at least 132. There's also a possibility he could go to going to Ashdod, but I think Ashdod has nothing left but the archers on the walls, maybe a god. Of course, he can ping that to find out, so this might be a good enough force to be able to take that. So that's quite interesting what we have going here. There is a possibility that we see Ermor break 2 raiding parties and attack 7 and 29 here from Man, just raiding as much as he can with a small force, since he knows that Man has basically nothing left. There is that. Of course, you do need to be proactive with those raiding forces being Ermor. Otherwise, we see those Banes actually jumping on top of a fort from Satius. Satius's main force here in Scaleria. I don't know how much they have here. Don't know if they'll be able to fight this force from Arcocephali, depending if he brings his god or not, because that is pretty dangerous. But he has a larger force here back at the capital, of course. Mystic. I'm trying to see where that god is. I'm not seeing her anywhere. Unless it was the Muse. I don't think that was it. But I see some golems. I don't really see the god. Interesting. I'm sure she's somewhere for sure. She's probably in this army right here. No, muses. Okay, muses are not the god. It's something else. Huh. Don't know. Sure, she's somewhere though. Titanum growth. There we go. Over in 60. So she is kind of far away, but I know she can magic phase over. If I'm not mistaken, can't exactly remember the paths on her, but I'm sure she can move pretty quickly. If not, so we should see her joining in the fight soon. And that was turn 46, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.